we here. Cheese and crackers by the pool. Dragon fruit by the pool.
I know.
Water by the pool, just water.
Gunshots down the street.
That was good. What is this place called?
We at Central.
At Central?
We're
Downtown?
Central LA.
Downtown LA?
Mm-hmm.
Central LA?
Not South Central. We're downtown. At the building Central.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hell yeah. How you doing, man? First of all, thank you for doing this.
Yeah, no problem.
I really want to start the pod off by saying thank you for like helping me out. I feel like you let me use your car. You really came in clutch this trip. So thank you for that, first of all.
Yeah, no problem. I'll be trying to look out when I can.
Is it cool like seeing people from Virginia come out here, like y'all see each other and shit out
Hell
here?
yeah, man. Especially when you can light a blunt with them.
You want to start this one?
Hell yeah. No, you think I said it? You pulled this shit out, I smelled it instantly.
Come on. So, I thought it was pretty cool for us to start out with the pod. So, we're by the water. Yesterday, we were talking about the new Avatar movie, The Way of Water. You kind of put me on something I didn't know. So, I don't know if you want to touch on that. Apparently, the movie Avatar was based around these Taínos people in Puerto Rico and another group. I don't know if you want to touch on that.
Yeah, so pretty much like we was talking about it. And a lot of people don't know that the Taíno people from Puerto Rico and from the Caribbean, they're actually like based around those people. So Avatar is definitely has taken a lot of that influence from even like tying the hair to the tree to like the way that they were singing. Even like if you look back in the culture and like how they have like certain like markings on their face, same type of vibe. So yeah, I always thought it was interesting because I was closely connected to Avatar for some reason. When I first watched it, I couldn't even watch it all the way through. I had to stop and cry. I'm not even a crier, okay?
The first one or?
The first one.
Yeah.
Then the second one, I was like, okay, bet. Because they were going to continue to keep going. But what's crazy to me is, I've always said this, but they'll watch the shows but not help the actual place. Puerto Rico is one of the places that needs the help. And they don't get it. So they'll rather just make movies about it and make some money.
And it was like the main character, she was like from there, right?
Yeah, so Zoe Saldana's Dominican and Puerto Rican and Haitian. Mm-hmm.
So you were like, what, born in Puerto Rico or?
Yeah, I was born in Puerto Rico and then like my parents were military, so I moved around a lot. But ended up in Virginia and that's kind of what made me who I am. So I learned a lot from being in Virginia, for sure.
How long were you in Puerto Rico before you moved over here? What's your experience with just like being a fucking immigrant in this country?
Well, Puerto Rico's a part of the U.S.
True,
so it's
true,
not
true.
an immigrant.
Technically, okay, you're
it's
right.
Not technically not an immigrant, but my dad didn't know English before he joined the military, so there's that part. Just moving around and stuff was interesting. I went from Puerto Rico to Hawaii, and from Hawaii to Virginia, and kind of just experienced the different cultures from there. Like, I never would have thought that I would experience Hawaii at a young age and then be able to like see it for what it was and then like understand why like I wouldn't go back and like why they don't want people to go back.
Why wouldn't you go back?
Because they just wouldn't. They don't want people to come. Like the people in Hawaii, the actual people that are from there, they don't want people to come.
Like tourists coming?
Mm-mm. They use tourism to be able to like make it a thing for people to come to. But other than that, it's not like.
There was actually a lady on my plane on the way over here. She was going to Hawaii, so I just like looked up on the plane will have a map, you know what I'm saying, on the shit. And cause I really never looked it up. I just looked at where Hawaii was, and bro, it's so small. It's literally like in the middle of nowhere in the fucking ocean. It's just like you can't even see it for real. Like
it's like the ellipses, the ... Because it's like a couple islands, like.
So you go from Puerto Rico to Hawaii. How long you live there?
I lived in Hawaii for a little bit, like a year. I did like a little bit elementary there. But what I noticed, the big difference between Puerto Rico school and Virginia schools is that I already knew cursive by the time I was in like first grade.
Yeah.
People were learning cursive in third grade in Virginia. So I was
I don't
like,
even think they teach it anymore at all.
Yeah, and they don't teach it at all anymore. So there was that part. But also in Puerto Rico, if your teacher wasn't there, you didn't have any school. Like,
there were no substitutes?
No substitute teachers. Yeah. Like, you go to school and it'd be like daycare. You have recess all day.
There's a shortage on teachers. Like, we can't even.
Yeah.
Ain't no subs.
Yeah, no subs. It was like, nah, fuck it. We just gonna have them go play for the whole day.
Yeah.
Like, spin tops and shit. Like, country shit that's not even country tops? Shit. Yeah, we used to spin tops. Yeah. Like, the wooden tops, like, spin them joints. That was before video games and all that other stuff.
What about like creative stuff? You go ahead, spark that. Like, you're a DJ, you paint. You know what I'm saying? What was like? When did you kind of start doing anything like creative?
I actually waited till I got older. Like, if you ask anybody when I was growing up, I was supposed to be in the military. So I did ROTC since I was in 9th grade through college.
Oh, really? So you was one of the ROTC kids.
I was one of them.
All the ROTC kids at my school were kind of weird. I don't know.
Okay.
Were you a weird kid?
I was a little weird, but like I was a cool weird kid. Like I won in my high school. I went to high school in like Central Virginia because of military stuff. I was out there and I won most memorable in my high school.
Okay.
But I was one against the girl who used to pass out in class. So like it was.
That's like a cheat code to be
tough
most memorable for that.
competition.
Like how could you forget that?
Right. I thought I was gonna lose, but I ended up winning. So I was like, shit, I could do anything. But like nah, like she was cool people, but she just would do it, and she would do it to like get out of class type stuff. Like people.
Oh, so she was faking it.
She was faking it most of the time. Like it would be like.
Is it narcolepsy where you just pass out, fall asleep?
Yeah, when you fall asleep. But like with her, I'm not gonna say that she's faking it, because I don't know. But at the same time, like when she would do it, it would just be conveniently at times where like she didn't want to do something. Like, oh, we're about to take a test. Oh, I'm gonna pass out. Like, and I don't have. So like. It's whatever, but like high school over there high school in Virginia was a little different too. So I've never been to high school anywhere else, but in comparison.
And where in Virginia?
Well, I don't want to say all that. I want to say exactly where, because I don't want people to look up where my high school is and see where my family at and all that. Like people be kind of weird like that. So, but I will say Central Virginia by Richmond. So like. Where I was at, it was like Confederate flags and stuff. Like it was a completely different vibe than if you was to go into 7-5 and go to school. Like it was more like, oh, you got all this crazy racist stuff, but low key, like they be dapping each other up in the hallways. So it'd be like the rednecks dapping up like the gang members, and then random people like just be clicked up. And I'm like, how y'all cool? Like how does that work?
It's funny because like we're young, but I can still see how. I feel like I've witnessed race relations change in my life.
Yeah.
So even though we haven't really been alive that long, it's like whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I can see even like back in high school, like when we were in high school, like even like the N-word, like pretty much everybody was saying the N-word. It wasn't really like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't how it is now, or like, but honestly, I didn't really ever really see racism though.
Yeah, but that's because you're also on the other end of it. So you're not gonna be able to see it in different, like microaggressions. Like for example, I had a girl that I thought was my friend in 3rd grade. She told me that my cousins are like monkeys. I was like, I didn't even put two and two together because mind you, I was coming from Puerto Rico, so I never heard the term before. I didn't think it was a racist thing. I was just like, huh? Like I was confused as to why she said that. Later on, when I got older, I said, oh hell no, this bitch just caught. Like, I was instantly pissed, but it was like, at the time, I'm so young, I didn't know. When the first time I went on the bus, they said like a black clown.
Yeah.
I was confused as to what that meant. So like, it was different vibes, but at the same time, like, it was like this weird like pocket of racism. Like, they were kind of like trying to be cool with you at the same time, like, because they knew they were gonna deal with you, so they're kind of cool, whatever. But like, where I went to high school, it was kind of like that type of vibe, like. You had a military base, you had no choice but to deal with people. So it's like, well, you're going to have to deal with all types of whatever comes through here because it's a military base there. But it doesn't change them from being racist. That's why what's crazy to me is a lot of the super like racist shit that happens in the media ends up happening in Virginia. We end up in the news.
What was the last name?
Well, the one that I can remember off top was when
our governor was wildin'.
Well, I'm just
What's
talking
his
about
name? He had the black face, and like in college they put
yeah,
it was a lot of weird shit.
All of that, like, and it's Virginia always in the news for some shit. Because when they in the news last week? They were in the news last week for something.
Can't remember.
I forget what too. I was like, damn, Virginia in the news again. Like,
we're in the news right now for the Drake song, Virginia Beach.
Yeah, exactly. Now we in the news for Virginia Beach.
Did Drake just unite fucking Virginia?
I want to hear.
I want to hear
diss track. I want to hear some.
I thought he was gonna come on there talking crazy about P. I was like, everybody in the city was getting their verses ready. But I think he might have just united us on some. I don't even know.
Yeah, I low-key want to hear some Virginia artists on that beat and see what happened. It says Virginia Beach. I feel like he's calling everybody out. Because, in my opinion, that song was not that great. So because the song was not that great, I feel like if a Virginia artist got on that joint and actually killed it, then it would really be like...
The album did sound type mid on the first listen. I haven't listened all the way through, but we're gonna dive back in. Touch on that, Virginia. So, you're somebody that's... So you say you started creating in college? In Virginia.
Well, sort of in college. Like, I didn't really understand. I was creating, like, I was low-key DJing in college with the YouTube, like 2 YouTubes and like one taken down, like one slowly coming up, like that type of shit. Like, but I didn't really realize that's what I was doing. So when it came down time to like actually do something creative, I was working at Amazon for like a year at that time. Amazon used to pay me to go open up other Amazons. Like, yeah, they used to.
Like, what do you like? What'd you do?
Like, I would open up other Amazons. So I would train people on how to do their job, and then I would get them to do their job, and I would open up the new Amazons. I knew how to like deal with their systems, and then like go in there. I was doing it within the month. I was working there for only 30 days when they were starting to meet on this.
It was like a travel gig. You were going around.
Low key, I just ended up in that position. Like, it wasn't something that you had to be working there for. I think like 120 days to get something like that. But I was doing it in 30. Yeah. They gave me a rental. They gave me a flight to go to Jersey and go to New York and all these other places. Yeah. Like, that's literally how Amazon was treating it at first. So I was there for a year, and I was like, shit, I would do that every couple months. Cool. But then I heard for Yeezy, they were having an audition in New York. So I was like, fuck it, Yeezy season 3. I'm about to go try to see what's up.
To model it.
Yeah, to model. And so when I went to do that, literally, I was waiting to hear back, but they were like, oh, you have to come back to work. But, like, why would I gonna go back to work like, I just kind of was confused as why I would go back to Amazon. I fucking hated the job. Like, I really didn't want to go. And then finally I was like, all right, well, I don't want to go anywhere. So I told my cousin. My cousin's like, hey, you know what? You should stay here because you're meant to be here. When I did that, he found me a job that day as a waitress.
Stay where?
In New York.
In New York, okay.
Yeah, so you need to stay here in New York. And so I ended up staying, became a waitress, and there was a DJ that was DJing there one night. John Luke, shout out to him. He has a baby on the way, so congrats. But, you know, he was there DJing, and literally I was like, where do you get your equipment? Like, how can I, like, practice and stuff like that? He said, come over for a scratch session. Did that, and after that, I've been DJing ever since. Like, I was doing a few things out in New York, then became homeless, went to Virginia, went back to Virginia, and that's when I started DJing for Scoozy for Finesse Fridays. We used to have Finesse Fridays all the time.
Also, what before you get, I'm about to cut you off, what's a scratch session?
So a scratch session is pretty much when DJs get together and they'll just like play music and just like kind of see what they want to do, like play some music back and forth and like, you know, just to have a session amongst DJs. Okay. So it was kind of like that, but.
So you end up homeless in New York, so you end up going back to Virginia.
Yep. And
this is where you start DJing for Finesse Fridays.
Yeah.
With Scoozy, okay.
Yeah. So I started doing that and like, you know, started making a little bread. I remember one of our contracts said box of pizza and a blunt or some shit like that.
For the payment?
For the payment. Like it was like large pizza, like 2 blunts or something like that. And I was like, we gotta frame this shit for when it's time when we up. Like we got it framed. I don't know where it's at this point, but I know, you know, intentions were good. Like we know. But yeah.
It's like, we didn't even eat that pizza. We put the pizza up on the wall.
Right.
On the wall, stuck to the wall.
Shut up. That's not moldy, stuck to the wall. But yeah, so that's how I got to Virginia and really started like, Virginia helped me get on as a DJ for sure. Cause like I wasn't really monetizing my DJing. People never really heard me DJ. And like when I was DJing Finesse Fridays, people started pulling up and people started hearing me. Then they started recommending me for shit. Hey, such and such looking for DJs. Like, oh, we gotta go here, because I was always playing the vibes, and I would incorporate some of the people from back home within the like vibes. So obviously, like, there was like, oh, I gotta hear the homie song played with this and that, and I just gotten better over the years. So like,
how do you know Scoozy? How did you guys meet? I've also known Scoozy since like, I want to say like 2018, 19. I started going to like a bunch of his shows. I've literally seen Scoozy live probably more than anybody, like at least probably like 15 times.
Yeah, I've known Scoozy for a very, very long time. Like, but when we were in college, when I was in college and when he was in college, because we were friends with Micah, so that was kind of like how that ended up. Like I met him through Micah, and then that was kind of like how that happened. And then me and him got really close when I was in New York. He had dropped a song. And I like really fucked with it, and I called him up and I was like, yo, like you're fucking crazy. And then from there we've been linked up. Like I done produced on some of the tracks that he got out. Like, you know, I didn't have credits with him and like some other shit. So yeah, we've just been working, and like I always show love. I pulled up to his show in Charlotte. He'd be out in Charlotte. He'd be all over.
Okay, so you're back in Virginia. You're practicing your craft. You're doing the Finesse Fridays. People are seeing you. That's kind of where you left off at?
Yeah, so you want me to continue going?
Yeah, continue.
Okay, okay.
Yes, please,
So
do.
he said, no, keep going, keep going. Okay, so I'm in Virginia, and somebody posts something about, like, Pat is dope looking for, like, a DJ, a female DJ, or a DJ, period. And so they're like, yeah, put in for this. So I put in, and he was like, hey, like, you know, we're doing this thing for Yes Jules, like, in D.C., like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, cool. At this time, I was working at the Red Lobster right there by PTC. I was working at that Red Lobster. And I was also a secretary at the time. And so I pretty much quit at that moment, I pretty much quit my waitressing job. Because the secretary job, I was chilling. I could, like, Google stuff, and I was just chilling behind the desk. But quit my waitressing job and went to go fucking DJ for Yes Jules' pool party. That's actually how I got Shaman, Insights. I got him to shoot for Yes Jules because he came to shoot me, and then he shot the whole event, pretty much all the event, whatever he wanted to shoot. Like,
I've been tapped in with her for a little while too, like
Yes,
seeing her
Jules?
doing shit. Yeah, I feel like she went away for a little bit when she got pregnant, but she's like getting back on the scene now.
Yeah. I ran into her at Rolling Loud. You know, she's a nice girl.
Hell yeah.
We worked together on that Puma stuff, and then, like, you know, obviously Space, and then I came out here. She's actually worked with one of the homies, Mike Snell. He does a lot of work with good music. He actually engineered Daytona. Let me put my foot back. The reason why I'm not showing my feet is because people be weird. So I'm trying.
Oh, fucking weak. Well, I'll be honest, the lighting also might be kind of like dark, so I probably can't even see your feet. You'll be all right.
Okay, well, I mean, still.
They gonna be like, yo, we gonna drop the close-up version of her feet on the OnlyFans.
Right. No,
you gotta pay for that one.
Right. No, wait, what?
No, I'm just like, all right.
See, I said right way too fast.
Yeah.
But, so I did that one. And then, actually, that was kind of where I was playing a few artists from back home. I think that's when Yes Jules peeped Young Crazy's Lessons.
Okay.
I played that at the event, but I'm not really sure if that was when she found out. But, like, he made it under her like,
but you
her
definitely
list.
played it there.
Sure did.
Okay.
Definitely. You know what I'm saying? I was looking out. Shout out to Michael Seven. Shout out to Young Crazy. And, yeah, like, from there, Brent's people had reached out to me because they had an artist that was traveling across the country, and somebody recommended me. So from there, I kind of just ended up driving across the country. When I went through a breakup, drove across the country, and while I was driving, because I couldn't do the international tour, I didn't have a passport, and they ended up picking this other DJ. When I was driving across, Ty, who is Brent's manager, reached out to me and was like, yo, we love what you're doing. Like, come out here, and if you make it here in time, you could DJ the after party. I'm like, shit, lit, bad. I'm about to do that shit. So I'm driving.
What after party?
The after party for Brent's tour. It was like this stop in LA.
Brent Fayez.
Brent Fayez,
Okay.
yeah. My bad. I be talking and not being
You good,
clear
yeah.
on who I'm talking about. But yeah, so did that, drove across the country, ended up doing that party. And that pretty much like set the tone for when I got here. So when I got to LA and I did that party, like I met a whole bunch of people there. One of the girls I met was this violinist, and me and her ended up doing the Mike Tyson. We launched, that came out, and then we did Dame Dash's like book release, and we were just going through and just knocking them down. Like, and then from there I was able to go overseas to DJ for in Egypt and Croatia.
And not to cut you off, so it's funny because you were telling me your idea about the I don't know if you want to talk about the Lexus thing.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like that was your real life.
Yeah.
You didn't even tell me that yet. So now you telling me the idea in the car earlier. Should we say it, or you
Yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah, so
you can say it.
I'll talk about it. So, fast forward to like last year, right? Because I've DJed internationally and all this other stuff. But fast forward to last year, I DJed for Rolling Loud. I actually got to play one of Bobby Blaze's songs out there. Shout out Bobby. I actually played a couple of his songs out there and got like some footage of me playing it for the crowd. Definitely good vibes and good content for him specifically, because I'll be trying to look out whenever I can. And so he was doing, like, we played that or whatever, and I did an event with Toyota during that time. So Toyota is owned by Lexus, so I was pretty much talking to Samir about how I wanted to.
Your idea is crazy because it sounded like it was your real life. You went on the damn cross-country trip.
Cross-country trip. The idea is for me to get sponsored by Lexus because the parent company is Toyota, and get sponsored with a car to shoot a commercial about going across the country as a creative and pretty much using the car in like a creative lifestyle versus the family lifestyle that they're usually trying to pitch. Because a lot of the creatives need space too. Like I know Aliana, she has all this stuff she gotta transport everywhere. If she had like, you know, a Lexus type of car that had the space and it was showcased the proper way, like bro, she'd be fucking like lit.
Yeah, I think that would be perfect. Like, cause that was your life, that was your actual experience, so you can actually resonate with that.
I really do.
You work with Toyota, so that might be a plus. And also another thing I thought it was interesting that you said is a lot of people aren't having kids these days, and a lot of us creatives are single. So maybe that is a great branding for a company to start pushing towards a creative lifestyle, not just family shit. And that even goes into that's really just a big problem in the world right now. I think Elon Musk talks about it a lot, like that we actually. Like there aren't enough kids being born. Yeah. So like we all do need to have kids. I want to have kids, but
even then, like if like for the way that I'm approaching the problem is like, all right, you have a lot of these people that aren't having children. You have a lot of these people not having children, and you have this spacious car. So if you cater it to the creative, and if two creatives link up, then guess what? Now you got two SUVs in the household.
You got two SUVs.
You got one for the kids and one for you to be able to do with your art stuff and move around what you need to do. Like it don't even matter. You can fuck around and make a singles like, oh, I got a Lexus, whatever the fuck, and we're single, so we're about to go ahead and try to go to these Lexus meetups. Discuss car tips.
That also reminds me of like because I feel like especially in hip hop culture, I feel like a lot of it it's been like pushing to the kids and to the youth, right? But I think they say the like largest population, like generation, is our generation, like 25 to 30. Yeah. That's the most amount of people. So like even from a business standpoint, I think it's smarter to market to those people. Like we don't have to push the kids anymore, I don't think. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I think we can all like everybody, especially with the internet, everybody can make content and shit for people their age that do what they do. Like
at this point, people's cars are their sanctuaries.
Yeah.
Like, people, and that's the craziest thing. A lot of people get killed in their car. So be careful in your fucking car, especially if you're out in the 7.
I think I think my dream car is a Tesla. But okay, so you have this Lexus idea. So you go across, you drive across country. What kind of car did you drive across country with to Los Angeles that first time?
I drove across with a Honda.
So it wasn't
Honda CRV.
It wasn't okay.
It was an SUV. I was lit in that junk.
How was that when you first got here? So you say you got here, you kind of started hitting the grind, you started doing a bunch of shit.
Yeah, so like, regular shit happens, you know, industry shit or like, whatever. Like you go through arguments with people, you end up not like doing business with certain people, like regular LA stuff. Like you start to realize, and what I realized being out here, and I try to tell people is like, a lot of people out here are just pretending to be who they think they are. So if you know who you are wherever you're at, then you can just use that and establish yourself where the people are not really who they are, if that makes sense. Yeah. So if you already know who you are and you're doing everything that you're supposed to and you come to a place like this, then you're more likely to like be able to finesse because you know exactly what you're doing and you know who you are. A lot of these people are pretending. Like,
my bad to cut you off. I feel like that shot's gonna be so cool with that dog walking by. But
there.
What was some what was some more challenges of just moving to like a new city and to do this?
So not knowing anybody is interesting. Like I had like a family member out here at some point and then they all left. So was out here by myself for a while, but meeting new people and like really getting to know the people that are around you, like that's another thing. Because some people you'll think that you know them and then you don't, and it's fast. It happens faster out here because opportunity is so like apparent. So if somebody has the opportunity and they literally can like switch that quick, like if the opportunity's there, they're just taking it. Like, so you got to be careful with who's around you out here.
You know, we're all looking for opportunity, obviously, but I really am big on building relationships. Because if you think about it, would you want to be the richest person in the world but have no friends? Have no real friends? Just imagine that. Just imagine, my mom always told me that health is the most important thing, right? And family. So she's like, I don't care, you could have the whole world could be yours, but if you're sick and you're like alone, nobody fucks with you, it really doesn't mean anything. So it's like, what do you really want out of life? You know what I'm saying? Like,
imagine with no kids. Like, who gonna take care of you if you got no kids and no friends?
They say all money's not good money. Like all, you know what I'm saying?
That's something I say to people,
I know in this world
too.
today it's hard to kind of focus on that sometimes. So much going on, and we're all trying to make it, and it's not hard. It's not easy out here. But I'm still big on that. I'm big on family and friendship, like for real.
Oh yeah, you gotta be very aware. You end up, God makes it clear. God makes it clear. I feel that. Look at this.
How do you look at okay, on some DJ talk, on some DJ shit. Bless you.
Thank you.
How do you look at like just DJs right now? And you know they say DJs always supposed to they used to break music. How you look at just DJ culture right now?
I think that DJs kind of abandoned the culture of what it was. You know what I'm saying? They're just fucking fly. I feel like DJs overall, like they really like stopped looking for the next artist, or they're more trying to be seen or trying to press a button. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like a lot of these people that are out here, especially like, and I love me a female DJ, but I love me a female DJ and knows what she's doing. I love me a male DJ and knows what he's doing. A lot of these people are just aesthetic. A lot of people are just aesthetic. And it's like, bro.
What goes into being a great DJ?
It's sound transitions, big one, because some people's transitions just be so terrible. Even with like song selection, like you know the vibe is a certain way and you want to keep a frequency going and you want to control like the energy, you gonna have to figure out what songs to play, and a lot of these people don't even take the time to look up or see the people what they're doing and pick a song that fits whatever the fuck they're trying to get them to do. Like a lot of people just sit there and be like, oh yeah, this is the song I have next, so I'm gonna play it. Oh yeah, this is the song I have next, so I'm gonna play this next too. Oh yeah, let me go over here and walk off, and it's gonna transition by itself because it's pre-recorded. You know what I'm saying?
Pre-recorded transitions. That's some real poser shit. Newbie, that's some noob shit.
That's some like, for me, I feel like this. Like there's certain ones that are like remixes, right? Like let's say you do like a remix and you recorded it and it's your remix. Like as a DJ, you put out a remix and it's yours and whatever. That's different. But if you're out here and using somebody else's remix to whatever it is, then it's just like, okay, like, is that person getting the credit, or are you just using that person's aesthetic to make your name? Like, I tried, even when I play, like, and not even to go into like K-Tronada and stuff, because some people just play K-Tronada tracks and that's their whole identity. It's just K-Tronada tracks, which is okay for if that's what they want to do. But like, overall, I feel like if you're trying to like really tap into being a DJ and like being a producer and creating that vibe and curating that vibe, like the greatest DJs know how to do all that.
So DJs actually have their own sound to like artists. Like
K-Tronada's a DJ too. Like K-Tronada's a DJ and a producer. Like he goes and DJs his set with his music. But that's what I mean by like if somebody's DJing K-Tronada's set, like all you're doing is copying what K-Tronada would do with his own music.
Is there like so you know how in like music there could be like the top freestyles of all time. In sports there's like the top highlights, top plays. Is there like top DJ sets of all time? Is there like a historical fucking?
I feel like they are. I feel like I don't really pay attention to that too much. Like obviously like one of the well-known routines is Jazzy Jeff's is it My Adidas? Yeah. Dark as hell. That one. Like he has a legendary like run that he does, and like that's one of the main ones that I could think of off top. But obviously some boiler rooms that stick out. Like there are these other DJ sets, like maybe selection DJ sets that are just like like Black Coffee. You know, I like Black Coffee.
Oh yeah.
But,
I don't even know them, but I like their name.
Yeah, Black Coffee. If you don't know Black Coffee, check them out. It's more like Afro house.
Also, do you want to touch on like I know you use your like you say you've been using your iPad to spin lately.
Yeah.
You want to touch on just different like I know Baby Oil and Wise were explaining to me like kind of CDJs and stuff. Do you want to touch on just why you use the iPod?
Okay,
iPad
so there's like an interview like a long time ago that I did where I was like shunning everybody who did digital because I was doing techniques like the vinyl. I'm like, no, if you're doing
so you
digital,
started out with vinyl.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're doing the digital, then it's not real DJ and blah blah blah. Now I'm doing it on my iPad. When you have to carry that shit by yourself, that's the shift you, okay? I remember having to like carry the coffin up and down the stairs. Not just me, but like I had some people that helped me, but either way it was just a lot going on. Like having to set it up, having to have the needles sharp, having to have everything together. Like I ended up having to like kind of consolidate, got my little CDJ, and then even now I use my iPad. So my iPad, I use a program called DJ Pro AI. So that one right there is kind of like a little small program. You pay like $50 a month or something like that, or $50 for the year. I forget which one. And Tidal, and then you're able to DJ off of Tidal and pick whatever song you want to. I always loved the idea of like Tidal paying more for their artists and stuff. So that's kind of why I use Tidal, but you can use Spotify too.
I heard Tidal pays the most. I don't know if it's the marketing or whether, but like why I feel like why don't more people use it?
I don't know. I think
maybe because they came late in the game.
I think it's just because the other ones are like all in your face. Tidal is more like, okay, you can have us if you want us. Know that we're elite though. Like Tidal's just like chilling. Like the VSOP is on the shelf, but if you want to get like Grey Goose,
the what
you
is
can.
the
like,
VS what?
The VSOP.
What's
like
that?
The alcohol.
Oh, okay.
I think
okay.
that's an alcohol.
Okay.
Is that an alcohol? Is that an alcohol?
I thought you were talking about something like a music term. I don't even fucking know.
No. I think that's actually champagne to like, but I don't drink.
Oh,
so
you talking about? No, it is something like that. It's something like that. Yeah.
I don't drink, so that's like the first thing that popped in my head. So I'm guessing. It don't even matter because I'm not nobody paying me for shit. Oh
okay.
yeah, it's a cognac. It's like a Hennessy. It's like a Hennessy, but like.
Is it VS? What'd you say? VSOP.
VSOP.
Oh, it's Hennessy.
I knew it was
VSOP.
alcohol.
Okay.
I knew it was something. For me,
you can't leave out the Hennessy. You just said that you left the Hennessy. I just said VSOP.
I just know what it looked like. Kinda. Yeah. Not really. Actually, I thought it was a champagne bottle, so I don't know what it looked like.
Okay, we talk. Okay, I know we bouncing around a little bit. We talking about DJing. We can, what I'm saying, get back to that, of course. You also are a painter. I don't know if you want to touch on starting to paint and maybe even the different. Because I know the style you have now, like the face with the teeth and all that. That's like kind of your thing right now.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know if you've had different things over the years that you do. Like
no, like I actually started painting during the pandemic. So.
Okay.
The pandemic brought that out of me. I was like doing a little bit back in 2017, but like not too much where I was just like, I should do this.
Just like for yourself, like
like I was just kind of like writing it down on like notebooks or like cardboard or whatever the fuck I could find. I was just drawing, and so pretty much like I was on I have these canvases. Let me go ahead and paint something, and I painted these pieces. And this guy who owned a studio in Maryland wanted to buy them for like a couple grand.
These are your first pieces?
Like pieces that I painted.
Yeah.
And from there, that's kind of how it worked. My mentor down here, he actually got one of my first pieces that I made too. Like he was one that got the very, very first. Cause it was a really big piece too. Like
so you didn't look at that as a sign? Oh, my bad.
No. I like the first one I did was from my mentor, so I misspoke. After that, I did the one for like the studio, and when he bought all three for the couple thousand, that's when I took the sign. I said, "Oh yeah."
You like, I might be a painter now.
I'm
a painter now.
Keep doing this because they made me some money. Like that was literally how it worked. So I'm like, okay, bet.
When did do you have a name for this? The face? Do you have a name for this?
So
is it a mural? What am I saying? What's the name of it? Like a piece? I guess is it for this piece?
Yeah, it's like it's a piece. Like it would just be an art piece. So the pieces that he's talking about, maybe you could put like a picture or something so you can see it. But like it has two parts. It has a canvas on the top and canvas on the bottom, and there's a space in between. But there's a mouth that creates like an illusion of a mouth, I guess, in the middle. And so I pretty much have all my pieces have no lips because I feel like regardless of what you try to say, you're always gonna be misunderstood. So even when you have the tools, it's not gonna matter. So, like.
Wait, touch on that. Wait, what?
Like you have to be okay with being misunderstood. Like a lot of people are gonna misunderstand you regardless if you have the tools to express to them exactly what you're trying to tell them. They're not gonna be like if they're not gonna be that person to understand, they're not going to be that person to understand regardless of how many times or different ways you try to make them understand. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to my pieces, they're missing lips because they're pretty much up to your interpretation as to like what kind of expression they have. Like they can look worried, they can look happy, they can look anxious, they can look whatever, depending on how you're feeling and how you're looking at it. So it really doesn't matter how that character is trying to be perceived, because it's a possibility of being misunderstood anyway.
That's kind of powerful for him.
Yeah.
I guess you're yeah, you would think like when you smile, you really see somebody's teeth, but that's not really what's even letting you know it's a smile. It's really your face like around your teeth.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Type shit. Like.
So like we're all skeletons anyway. So
honestly, I was talking about this on the pod before too. Like
Yeah.
I literally had a revelation about skulls. Like, cause I used to really just look at skull, like skull art and just different skull shit.
Me too.
And I'd be like, that's kind of weird. It's like
when
that.
I was a kid, I used to
But
do
then
that.
now I'm thinking like, well, what do I do with that lighter?
Oh, do I have it?
I think I have it. Oh, no, it's right here. So, I used to be kind of just like weirded out by it or whatever, like the death of a skull. But then I'm just thinking like, well, I guess I'm a skull underneath here. Like I am a skull. So it's like that's what I look like. So maybe I shouldn't be weirded out by it.
I was a kid that used to go to the Scholastic little book fair and get the little videos. I mean, the little books about like mummies and skeletons and shit, Egypt and whatever.
Yeah. Okay, so we touched on the paint and stuff. I know you told me that you like. You say did you like donate or you did something with with your paintings with Mike Tyson's charity?
Yeah.
Like
So, pretty much, Mike Tyson has a charity called We Too Matter, and with that charity, they had auctioned off a few of my paintings. The first year and the year before last and last year, and this year. So I guess every time that I've been a part of it, they've auctioned off my paintings. And yeah, the last one I DJ'd and I painted. And the piece that I painted was Mike Tyson in 3 different ways. And then the first one, I just had 2 of my other pieces just auctioned off.
Yeah. How did your relationship with like Mike Tyson and his team start? 'Cause you told me like you do a few things like with them. Like you're on like the board of.
Yeah, I was on the
something?
board of advisors for Culture Cards, which is a NFT project that was like pretty much centered around like putting on for the culture and having different icons that were a part of, what we do and what we live with every day, like music icons, anything really, even political ones, eventually and stuff. But yeah, it was pretty much like that type of vibes that was going on. But Mike Tyson's team and we worked together with the Tyson Ranch stuff, the weed stuff. After doing that event, they really loved my DJing, and then they pretty much picked me up for everything that they got going on. So I just DJ the events for Mike Tyson and whatever they want, and then I do the same thing with Dame. But me and Dame do more business, cause we were in the middle of like a whole deal, and that's why on my Instagram you see that clip of Dame talking about like, oh, she brought me the big bitch, she almost changed my fucking life.
Wait, what'd he say?
He was saying that I almost changed his life. On my Instagram.
Okay, I didn't see that.
But you didn't see it?
I got it. Okay.
Well, he was saying that because we were working on a deal that was like, it was a great deal. But
it was a great deal. What was the deal?
I can only say but so
weed.
much, because it was an NDA and all this other shit. So.
Oh yeah, okay. We ain't gotta get into it.
So, but like overall, like it was just it would have been like one of those life-changing deals, which is why he said she almost changed my fucking life, which made me realize, even though I'm like a small town girl from Virginia, you know what I'm saying? I'm able to touch something with some M's behind it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never would have thought that I would have been a part of a deal with that type of money.
How does that even feel like? Yeah, like you talking about?
It's just
like,
interesting.
You go even like going in New York, talking about being homeless in New York, going back to Virginia, driving across country, like, and now you're doing like all this cool shit. Like, I don't know, like. I feel like we can get caught up in always doing more because there is always more to be done.
Yeah.
But how does it feel just to be like where you are right now?
No, I mean, I enjoy every day of my life. Like, I'm one of those people that just really enjoys every day. Like, even where we're at in this beautiful place, like, later on, we're probably going to eat some, lamb chops, have the chef come. That's just
I'm
how.
not going to do that. I don't know what you're doing.
I'm talking about me.
I'm
like,
going in and out.
I'm like, no, you can definitely say that.
Yeah.
But like you know what I'm saying, the homies got chef come in, like got some food, like, and it's like community like type stuff. So it just gives me like that, yeah, like you doing what you need to do because you wouldn't be in a position to where like you can set up right here and like do whatever the fuck, smoke by the pool and not give a damn, Like you're in LA right now. Like I think of it like an everyday thing. Like I'm in LA right now. People would kill to be here. And I'm working here doing what I like what I love to do. So I'm just like, yo, this is like lit. Like I can only be grateful. That's all God though.
Is it easy to get distracted out here like with fun shit or you feel more motivated to like keep doing stuff?
No, it's easy to get distracted out here. You just got to be very, very careful, cause like they'll latch onto you. Like you'll find ways to get distracted. Like there's so many different things that happen that are disguised as blessings that you got to be aware of. Some things are like timing things. Like, you know, I think God doesn't make no mistakes. So let's say in one day I get invited to go, they have a chef coming in, we're gonna have lobster and shit, right? Then I also get
Khaled say, bring in the lobster.
right. Then we go in and I also get invited to like a comedy show where Jay Farrell was performing, right? I'm like, oh shit, Virginia, let's go.
Also, I didn't even know he was Virginia. You know who told me he was from Virginia? Batman.
Oh, really?
Batman from Dark Knight.
Yeah. No, like that's like, okay, Jeff Farrell's gonna be right here, bet, blah, 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 you know, like get invited to that the same night. Then you go and then there's like they're taping the Boiler Room at some club down the block and you know, such and such invited you and they're giving you backstage. Like that, so it's just like there's so many different things that are just thrown at you that you really have to choose and decide which one's gonna be the best for what you wanna do. What you got going on. If you want to just chill and like you're not trying to do all that and you're trying to like go with the vibes or whatever, you make your decision based off of that. But you know, I feel like God don't make mistakes presenting you that stuff because there's opportunity behind every of that, like every one of those things.
Also, side note, I should probably know this, but I've heard about the Boiler Room a lot. Like, what is that? Where is that? What the fuck is that?
No, just the way you said it. You said, I'm supposed to know. I don't know. What the fuck is that?
I really heard about it, and I haven't looked it up yet.
Like, it's just, they have DJ sets, and it's, like, really dope. Like
where is it, though? So it's a
building? They have it all over, like, all over the world.
Okay.
Like, it'd be in London, they're in France, they're in South Africa.
So it's a brand that's traveling, the traveling event.
Yeah, it's like a traveling event.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's like one of those ones that people like they film it on YouTube and it's like they have like legendary. That's why I said when you said legendary sets, I said Boiler Room.
You did.
Yeah, but Boiler Room has a lot of those legendary sets.
Yeah.
Like you'll see people dancing in the background. Like it's so legendary for things that you wouldn't even realize. Not even just the DJ, but like people dancing. Like you'd be like, oh, that's that one dancer. That was another one. You know, like. You look for those type of things. At least I do. I mean, I'm weird like that. We did say I was an ROTC kid, so.
Running through the fucking hallway with your backpack on the front of you with your arms up. We had a kid like that in my school. Shout out to bro. What was his name? Caesar. Yo, shout out to Caesar, bro. I don't know where he's at. For real.
I did used to carry my book bag in the front.
I had a feeling, man. I really had a feeling.
I don't remember if I did it every day, but I know I like to do it that way. I was just doing it in the airport.
Also, okay, so one more thing another thing I wanted to ask you about. You told me you did a versus battle.
Yeah.
It was $1 million for the winner.
Yeah, but see,
that's big.
Okay, here's the thing.
I'm honest, I don't think that was marketed properly because even aside from it being you, anybody, I didn't know. Like, I don't know if it was marketed properly that versus gave DJs like a chance to win $1 million.
Yeah,
like, I don't know about that.
So first of all, it was Triller that made the offer. So Triller was making the offer for $1 million for the best DJ in this DJ competition. So they had to do like this I guess TikTok or no Triller thing, and then win this and do that and whatever. They made it to the finals. The finals is where I was DJing, but I was DJing for something completely different. I was supposed to be DJing for Anthony Hamilton. But after they told me to put up the flyer, after they told me to like make it known that I was going to be DJing, they told me 2 days before that they're going to replace me with Jermaine Dupri. I'm like, damn, JD? Why me? But it ended up being a blessing in disguise because instead of me doing what I would have done, which was like go off and be like, how dare you like compromise my brand, but instead of doing all that, I just pretty much sent it off to the homie. I said, hey, look, can you please say this in a nice way? It's like, y'all got me fucked up. Then after that, he talked to them. They gave me a little like a section of like 30 minutes because at first they were like, yeah, you can still stand on the stage, you can still be like backstage, and I'm just like, I'm not a prop, bro.
You can't win $1 million.
No, it wasn't. Either way, I wasn't gonna win no $1 million. But it was just like, you know, I went from about to DJ to not about to DJ, so I'm like, damn, like that's crazy.
I feel it.
But it is what it is. You know, that's how the business goes. JD wanted to do it. They have a long-term relationship. I said, go ahead, like, do what you gotta do. But I was trying to figure out what I was supposed to do. I want to at least do a little set because I done put it up there. My brand is at this point looking like I'm just a fraud because I done said I was about to DJ verses and I'm not gonna DJ verses. Yeah. So instead of doing that, I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and they negotiated for me to do like a 30-minute set. And so I did the 30-minute set for verses. And when I was doing that, there was these 2 DJs that came on right before me. They were doing the competition for the $1 million. That fucking $1 million, I'm still mad because I don't even know who won. If you look at social media, they would it will say, "Oh, she should have won that because the other 2 DJs are da-da-da." Now, me personally, I'm not gonna knock anybody for doing what they do. I don't know what the rules were. I don't know what was going on, but I do know what Twitter was saying, and Twitter was saying that I should have won the $1 million. So I'm wondering where this $1 million went to, because if
who the hell got that $1 million, bro?
If majority wins, and I don't know if audience votes.
Okay, so you're also touching on your brand as a DJ. How do you look at that? Because like, okay, so as just a fan, right? I'm just a music fan. You're hearing the sounds of Los Angeles in the background. But we outside by the pool if you're listening to this.
That's just it.
Like, okay, so a lot like as a fan, the DJs we like mainstream DJs usually are either like they're known as an artist DJ, or they're known as like a person that's actually not even a DJ. Like that, like so you think about Khaled, who's the biggest, the biggest DJs. Well, he
was a DJ.
They were.
DJ,
so like the biggest DJs that are like the biggest ones now, they don't even DJ for real. I don't think. I might be tripping, but so how do you look at just DJs and just like building a brand around that? You know what I'm saying? That you can do other things with.
I mean, I feel like every DJ has their own like niche that they'll go fall into. Like, you know, you'll find your people and then you'll thrive in that. I didn't even get to light this stuff. No, you good.
Take time, you can light that. Yeah,
but no, go ahead. But yeah, like people have their own brands and they'll like figure out a way to do it. But me personally, I've realized that I brand my DJing stuff around my art stuff and around everything that I do, because me as a whole, I am these things. I do all these things, and I express myself through these things. So to fully understand me, you have to understand that I do all of this. So like when I put myself out there as a DJ, I say I DJ, I paint, and I do business consulting, because I know how to market myself. So if you're gonna work with me, then you have to know that I know how to market myself. Like you need to know.
Really,
that.
if you're an entrepreneur in this industry, you're really like 20 things. You're not just a DJ. You're like a marketing agent. You're like a fucking agent. You're your own like book. Like well, you do a lot of shit. You gotta wear a lot of hats to do this. Yeah.
Like I've been producing music, stuff like that. Like so just overall, you know, taking that accountability and being like, yeah, I do these things and this is who I am. And when that went down with Versus, I was just like, yeah, like they know me from my truthfulness. So it's like now if I tell them that I'm not DJing anymore with no reasoning behind it, it's gonna seem like some wild shit. So and things end up working out. So shout out to them, and everything ended up being smooth. So I just wish I had that $1 million instead of whatever the fuck happened to it.
This is a business. Obviously, this is you have to treat it. You have to be professional with it in some sense. But for me, like through like doing creative stuff, I really feel like I found myself in a different way. Like I don't know. I feel like growing up as you like into high school, like you figure yourself out to a certain point, but then you kind of like figure out your like adult self. And I literally like I feel like I've done that through like my creative things. I don't know. Is that your experience?
Yeah, no, I feel like I tapped into different parts of myself. The more I create it, like, because there's different things that you haven't tapped into in a long time. And then when you start creating, you're like, oh, yeah. Yeah. You have those revelations and you kind of like, you just tap into a different part of yourself.
Okay. Yeah. So we touched on you want to do this Lexus commercial. You're doing gigs, consulting, you're painting. Like, what else? Like, what else do you feel like? What else you want to do? Like, where do you want to take this shit? Like,
I honestly don't know. I'm taking it day by day because like I feel like I'm tapping into all the things at the same time. So my quote always is something that I've like kind of just lived by now at this point. Is the cheat code to your life is your talent.
Cheat code to your life is your talent.
So if you can figure out how to use it, you can move through life regardless of what your talent is. And people think that, oh, my talent got to be this artsy shit or whatever. Like,
you know what's crazy? I don't know what my talent is.
You can talk to people.
Okay, maybe. What's your talent?
Some people can't talk to people. Some people literally can't hold a conversation, like cannot do what you're doing right now. That's just the reality of it. Like
that's probably because of fucking social media. Everybody's fucking all weird now. Like we're all like socially awkward now.
I mean, we did have a year in the house.
Even before the pandemic, but that definitely made it worse. But yeah. The Chico to your life is your talent. I like that.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
It's nice outside.
It's nice out here. That might be a fire spot to leave them at. Anything else you want to touch on? We don't have a large amount of battery. We couldn't plug our cameras in out here. I think we're like 50 minutes in right now.
I don't remember. We was gonna say something.
Shout out to bro for having us up here.
Yeah. Shout out to Jay. Yeah, I forget.
I know you've done a lot of cool stuff. We could talk about probably for hours to get into everything you've done.
I thought we was gonna say something else, but I've totally forgot.
Should I check? I did write some stuff down. Should I look at it?
Yeah, check it.
What did I write down? Let me see what I wrote down. I wrote some. What we got in here? Oh no! Actually, I did want to touch on that. So I was actually gonna start out with this, but I forgot to say that. We met at something in Virginia at Sunny Moonshine. She went out there. She had a show.
Shout out Sunny.
That's where we met. But so I did also want to touch on something in the water this year. You spun at the Grammy brunch, right? Out there?
Oh, no, I didn't spin at the Grammy brunch. That was Gabe that was spinning at the Grammy brunch. But I was DJing right, like, in the panel right upstairs.
The panel, my bad.
I was on the panel right upstairs. And then I also DJ'd the R&B block party.
Yeah, how was your experience at Something in the Water? What do you think about the evolution of that festival?
I think it's dope. I think that I liked the way that things were. I didn't go to the first one, so the second one was kind of cool. You know, it did rain, but I did enjoy seeing like my peoples on the stage and
every time it was in Virginia, it fucking rained the first day.
Yeah, it rained the second day this year.
Second day, okay.
Yeah, and you know, DJing the R&B block party was actually really, really like. You know, we were there. It was kind of drizzling a little bit, but it was like an experience. Like you have folks in there like dancing in the rain, but then it like let up.
DJ DC was pushing that block party heavy. Mm-hmm. Come to the block party, the R&B shit.
No, that shit was hard. I had a good time. Yeah. I had a good time, and then I DJ'd that. Then shout out Izzy was there too. So Izzy was DJing the same day I was. Yeah. Yeah, I just had a good experience. I didn't have to do all the walking and stuff. I was DJing in the same building, so I was running up and down the building. Like, that shit was intense. But, you know, you do what you gotta do. I was literally running, like, up, down the stairs.
Yeah.
Up.
On Something in the Water, too, I think Chrissy had made this point. I agree with her. Like, I love what they're doing. Obviously, this shit is fire for the city. But I do feel like there could be more things like in between Something in the Waters, right?
Yeah.
So the Something in the Water is the big thing. Then it's like throughout the year, there's other things going on, sponsored by them or like hosted by them.
But I think that
can get the city involved and keep us involved and engaged.
People gotta be wanting to be engaging too, like, cause I've seen.
I think I might have cut you off. I think they want to engage. You see when Pharrell threw the Mighty Dream for him, bro. Everybody was out there. Everybody was out there.
Everybody was out there. But like, you know, I feel like if people want to engage and like from there you guys like put that shit together, like people are not gonna hop on to something until you got that shit right. You know what I'm saying? Like there's already things that are in motion that people just teamed up because they do the same shit. Instead of trying to make an individual name, collaborate. That's what I was saying earlier. If you find collaborations, partnerships, sponsorships, like. Bro,
you know how I look at this shit now, like moving around a little bit and seeing a little more? I'm gonna pick all this up. Fucking.
Yo, you going crazy over there with the cigarettes.
Like I look at it as like this. It's literally the same shit everywhere. It's a scene everywhere, right? So we have a scene in the 757, and we have our people that are coming up. We have people that are like key players that are like legends in our scene, right? It's like different eras already. You see it. So the only thing that's different is that in bigger cities, their key players are just bigger than our key players. But it's the same setup, it's the same scene, it's the same politics. It's like it's all the same mechanisms. So that's why I like you can really figure out your formula in a smaller scene if you want to do it like that, and then just move somewhere else, and you already it's the same game plan.
That's literally what I said earlier when I was like, if you know who you are, you know what you're doing, you can go anywhere and do that shit because there's other people that don't know what they're doing and where they at. Like, if you doing that shit in Virginia and you going crazy in Virginia, you can go to LA and fucking finesse a partnership, a sponsorship, or a collaboration. Like, you can do that. Nothing is saying that you can't.
But also, we not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm trying to start it in the 757, man. We trying to do that shit there.
I'm not saying that you can't go back to it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm
I
talking
keep
about
saying,
just,
bro.
Even when you grab collaborations and
everybody-
partnerships,
yeah.
like you can go to different cities and do the partnership and collaboration, bring that attention back home.
Like we talking about in the car, like they say Virginia Beach was Miami before Miami. I feel like it's coming back to that. Like everybody's gonna be moving to the 757 to pursue art, to live life. It's gonna be the place to be. I don't know. We gonna see, but
Yeah, we're gonna see. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. Like I don't have no doubt. I'm just saying, don't limit yourself and just think that you have to just stay because something might go down. Make sure that you make the steps to make sure that it happens when you come back.
Also, I think I agree.
You know what
Also,
I'm
my point was
saying?
really just like I want to like don't be overwhelmed. You ain't gotta be overwhelmed by going to a bigger city because it's all the same shit.
It's all
at
the
end of
same.
day, you
It's
know
all.
what I'm saying?
That's the real thing. When people realize that it's the same shit in the other city, like. You don't have to be overwhelmed by nothing. The person that's doing the shit that got the opportunity to do that crazy video that you really fuck with is a normal ass person just like you. You sitting next to them right next to at the pool, you know, smoking a J. Like it's the same ass person. They just had the opportunity to deal with somebody that got to a certain level and that's what happened.
They just did something that got a little further than what you did.
Right.
That's all. That's
I
all
mean,
it
that's
is.
pretty
They
much.
just did something that got more eyes on it.
Yeah,
that doesn't
exactly.
mean that doesn't even mean it's any better or worse than your thing.
Yeah, exactly.
They just happen
They
to
just
have
had
more
to
eyes
have-
on their thing at that time.
Right.
You know what I'm
Because they
saying?
got
Like,
put in the position to do so.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I love it. Anything else you want to say? Anything else you want to lead the people with? Book her.
Yeah.
Links
Follow
in
me
the
on
description.
Instagram, ZÜM, ZÜM. Okay.
Do you have like a website or something people could like buy your paintings or anything like that?
So I did. I'm gonna put it on my Instagram, so go ahead and follow my Instagram, and then I'll be posting about it. Have a few paintings coming out and a few commission pieces that I'll be showcasing. So yeah, and then I'll have a Shopify that's gonna be on there. So
Hell yeah.
I'm looking at all the cameras like boom, boom.
Bro, we have a super wide angle over there. The dog's been walking by. I hope you could hope it caught that.
I'll
hell
probably
yeah.
look like I'm like this.
This is so far. This is my favorite location I've ever done a podcast. So appreciate you once again. Appreciate you for all the love you're showing me out here.
Yeah, no
I thought this was fire. This was a vibe. Hell yeah. So we should wrap it up.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Yeah, we're gonna see y'all soon. Peace.
Bye.
Hell yeah.